Hey everyone, and welcome to the VGA Podcast, where we talk all about video games, movies, TV shows, and everything else in nerd culture. My name is Caleb, and with us today again is Alex.
Howdy.
So today we're going to talk about Ahsoka Episode 4 to kick off the show. Go into that. We'll announce when we're doing spoilers. And then after that discussion, we will go into some quizzes. I've created a Gears of War edition quiz, multiple choice quiz for Alex today. And then after that, we have another Guess the Music quiz, kind of based around Microsoft games. I did my best to pull games that at least have been featured as a Microsoft or Xbox exclusive. They may not be anymore, but at some point in their history, they have been Microsoft exclusives.
Well, they may be on PC now, too.
Yeah, PC, or some of them did eventually go to PlayStation, that kind of thing. And then we are going to do a tier list ranking the Gears of War games, and then just have some miscellaneous discussion at the end. So let's get into the Ahsoka discussion. We're going to be talking about Ahsoka Episode 4. So first we'll talk about how we felt about it and rank it, and then we'll get into spoilers. So, how did you feel about Ahsoka Episode 4, Fallen Jedi?
This episode was awesome.
Agreed.
Start to finish. The lightsaber fights, the characters, the visuals, everything. The pacing I thought was really good.
Yep, I agree with that 100%.
I think it picked up a lot. Well, the first three episodes were a little slower. This one's a good pacing. Like it wasn't all action, but in between it was interesting dialogue and interesting visuals. I loved everything about the episode, the music, everything. And again, once we get to more spoilers, I can dig into it more. But what did you think?
Yeah, I agree. This was hands down the best episode so far. Not saying the other ones were bad, but this one, it was just, like you said, I thought the lightsaber fights were amazing. And even the parts in between it kept my interest the whole time. The characters were great. Definitely the strongest episode. I loved it.
Yeah. Okay. So we both are in agreement it's the best episode so far.
Yeah, for sure.
And the ending too.
Yes, it's got me so excited for next week.
Oh gosh, I cannot wait. I know Dave Filoni's directing that episode too.
Yeah,
so
I'm super excited for that one.
But so score wise, what would you give it?
This is tough. I want to give it a 10 because it's so good, but the thing that's holding me back from a 10 is what it's set up next week. I feel like it might it has the possibility of being even better. So I think I'm going to give it a 9. And then I think once all the episodes are out, we'll probably go back and re-rank them. So this one could bump up to a 10, depending. But right now, I think I'll give it a 9 just because I have expectations for the next one that one could be a 10. So
okay, I agree. And we definitely will re-rank them.
Yeah.
So I would give it a 9 out of 10 as well. I actually was going to say the exact same thing you were going to say.
Yeah.
This episode was near perfect, but I just have a feeling. I don't know. I have a feeling we're going to get that next oomph in the next episode.
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree with you. It could be a 10 out of 10, but I don't want to just hand out 10 out of 10s, and I have a feeling we'll enjoy another episode, or at least give us the Luke Skywalker kind of excitement from Mandalorian type of thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what this episode was missing for me. Not that it's not a bad thing, at all.
Yeah, not every episode can have that.
Yeah, and so it's not a bad thing at all. I'm just saying, it didn't have that kind of, thing, I guess. So I got 9 out of 10. It's still a great freaking score.
Yeah, for sure.
But I agree with what you said, though. Like, I think that would be an interesting thing to kind of go back to each episode and kind of re-rank, if we have any re-rankings to kind of see.
Yeah.
Maybe this does end up being our favorite episode, and we're like, you know what? Maybe this was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I think if this is my favorite episode, if the other one doesn't top it, I think this one jumps up to 10. It was just so well done.
And I mean, the way the other one, the way this one ended, I mean, I hope it's not my favorite episode, because
yeah,
maybe I'm setting my expectations too high or my excitement too high. Yeah, I mean, we can't say nothing until we get in spoilers. But
yeah.
okay.
Well, I think that is a good time to jump into spoilers. So just be warned, everybody listening. We're going to talk about the episode in depth now, get into spoilers, and then once we're done, we'll jump into the quiz. But let's go ahead and jump into spoilers.
Spoilers. Well, first and foremost, but I mean, come on, that ending, right?
Oh my God, that ending. I got like goosebumps. Here, I got goosebumps as soon as I heard live action Anakin call her Snips.
Hey, Snips. That's like every kid or adult watcher that's been watching Clone Wars for years and years and years and years. Like, that's a dream, right? Like, I've always wanted, because it's always been two separate things.
Right.
And like,
it definitely felt like it's coming together, and seeing that in live action is just so crazy.
Oh, that was awesome. And then, of course, actually seeing him.
Yep. And then immediately the Darth Vader theme playing, and you're like, oh, man, what's going to happen?
Is that just like a subtle thing of like, hey, it's still Darth Vader, he's still in the bad? Or is it like a hint of like, he might not be the Anakin you think he is?
It could be that. I kind of feel like to me, it was like what Ahsoka is feeling. Like, she sees Anakin, it's her master. At first, it's all happy, and then she remembers what he became in the last time she saw him, which was as Darth Vader, and it's just like
a moment of happiness, but then her realizing, wait a second.
Yeah, this guy fell hard and killed younglings and killed all the Jedi, but I don't know. It could be like maybe this is something darker that Ahsoka's going to have to overcome, or just something ominous to end the episode on.
And I mean, we don't even know a whole lot about the world between worlds, because that's that's where she was.
Yeah.
And so did he pull her in there? How did she get in there? Is she a force ghost? Are entities in the world between worlds like physical?
Yeah. That was interesting that he wasn't like force ghosty, but I think in Rebels, when they talk to Yoda in the world between worlds, he's solid too.
So is it like the spirit worlds where they're kind of stronger?
Yeah, that could be.
And they can only project themselves when they're out of the world between worlds.
Yeah, possibly. And so the question you asked is really interesting. Like, did he pull her in there, or how did she get there? I think it's possible he could have pulled her in there, but I think it has something to do with the owl, the sister from Clone Wars. Because like when Ezra pulled Ahsoka into the world between worlds, the owl was there like guiding him. I think that owl has something to do with the world between worlds, and that's probably how she got there.
I mean, realistically, that would make the most sense. But then why see Anakin first? So is that in her head? I hope it's just. I personally hope it's not just in her head. Like,
I don't
hope
think
that's
it is.
Like, which I don't either.
From what we've seen from the world, what we've seen from the world between worlds so far, like when Ezra first goes in there, he hears voices of Force users from the past and present, and it's not like something in his head. He's like actually hearing it. And then he pulls Ahsoka into the world between worlds. Like, I think it's more concrete than that. I don't think it's just in her head.
I think so too. What we just don't know now, though, is what form or what time or what is this Anakin?
Yeah.
Like,
I think this is going to be a big turning point for Ahsoka. I think she's kind of failing training Sabine, And I think it has to do with her mentality about like everything that's happened. And I feel like her talking to Anakin is going to help her move past that and learn a new way to do things and start really making strides with Sabine.
I agree. And I don't know if I'm trying to think if we mentioned this before, but I think, and again, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before with you. I actually think you may disagree with me. I'm not saying this season. If there's a season 2 or even a Dave Filoni movie, I think Ahsoka's story is coming to an end. I think we have to die.
That's possible.
I'm not saying this season. I'm not saying this season. If there's a second season or even the Dave Filoni movie,
yeah,
like you kind of said, this is a pivoting moment. I think this is because I think her biggest downfall or regret, not even a regret, but sadness, was obviously Anakin leaving him behind. I mean, they mentioned it a couple times in the show already.
Yep.
Anyways, long story short, I just think Ahsoka's had such a good journey and story arc, and I think it's nearing its end. And I love her. I don't want her to die.
Yeah, I think that's possible. Especially like, I don't think she's going to die in this series necessarily, like you said, but like in the movie, I could see that being a possibility, or even something right after that.
I just kind of feel like almost like, I don't want to say an end to her journey, but she's had such a complete arc, and we're kind of rounding it out now that we're digging more into like Anakin. I don't know. I just feel like this is towards the end of her story. I mean, she is older.
Yeah, she definitely has to like. She's gonna leave her mark somehow, whether it's through Sabine or Jason or something. She's gonna train up the next generation of Jedi, or at least help Grogu maybe, and kind of leave her mark. And then after that, they might kill her off.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's gonna be really sad, and my wife is gonna be so distraught. Ahsoka's her favorite character.
I mean, I'm not saying I want her to die.
No, I know.
Like, I wouldn't be happy she's dying, but I would feel like her character, like thinking back over everything, like she had such a good arc, and I would be satisfied at where they left her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, maybe she doesn't die. Maybe they just send her off into the sunset.
Yeah, she does have a lot of plot armor. She's escaped death multiple times now, so maybe she just stays around and just kind of does her own thing.
But the only reason I kind of brought that up is because how you said this was a turning point with the bean and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like this really could be, like, I think this could be the end of her story. Again, not necessarily in this show, but just with Dave Filoni and Ahsoka, because this could fix or help her realize, help train Sabine or Jason, and it can kind of go full circle. She can finally let go of the whole Anakin thing. You know what I mean? It's like a weight off her shoulder. She can, I don't know. It just...
Yeah, I think moving past the failure of Anakin and her guilt over that is going to be the big turning point in this season.
I think next episode, I don't even think we're going to see the other galaxy. I think maybe you're at the very end, but I think this is going to be more so. I think it's going to be more so an Ahsoka and Anakin episode. Maybe him showing her the past.
I was just going to say that.
Like, let's be real, like, Ahsoka wouldn't have been able to stop him anyway, so maybe that's going to be a theme of the episode, like, hey, there's nothing you could have done.
It wasn't your fault,
I'm always going to turn into this, and maybe that's why they have the Darth Vader theme or something. I don't know.
Yep.
But that being said, at the same time, I do kind of think we'll see a little bit of the other galaxy, because, like I said, Dave Filoni's directing the next episode, and I don't see him introducing Thrawn and Ezra in live action and like not
directing,
like being the director of that.
Yeah, I think that could be similar to the Anakin ending here, where it's just like the ending, and then you see Thrawn, you might see Ezra.
Yeah, maybe
we see more. Yeah. Maybe it cuts between Ahsoka and Anakin, and then Sabine's story.
In the World Between Worlds, it's not just time, right? Can you go in present time? Can you go into any point? So could the World Between Worlds take her to that other galaxy, or take her to Ezra?
I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, because it's time and space, and it's just like, I think the portals are like heavily Force influenced areas. Each have like a portal to them. So I mean, if there's a hyperspace lane or whatever to that other galaxy, it's probably a force sensitive spot because like the space whales, the Purgles use the force, and the early force users use the force to travel those lanes, and so maybe it'll get her over there.
That's true. Yeah. And maybe she pulls Ezra. Maybe it's like the opposite of, full circle moment again, right? Ezra pulled her out, and now she's pulling her out.
I didn't think of that, but maybe.
And then Balin and them and Morgan, they take Thrawn. So maybe Hera and all of them don't even go to the other galaxy. Maybe that's how they get Ezra back, because they don't have a map. And then that's how, then the Balin and them get Thrawn back that way. Some people are saying that the map could be engraved in her hand or something like that when she grabbed it.
I saw something like that. Maybe, but I think the World Between Worlds is more likely.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like I just thought about that now, like it would make sense. And it'd be kind of cool as they're pulling him out. And then them preparing for them. Maybe that would be the rest of the season, right? They're preparing for Thrawn to come back with like an army or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory.
Now.
I want to see that other galaxy.
I do too, so bad. It's like, it's almost like rules don't apply. Like anything could happen in that galaxy.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a different galaxy. Oh God, I can't wait.
Yeah.
But we haven't even talked about the rest of the episode.
I know. Right? Let's go back. Let's start from the beginning. So,
okay.
It starts out with them on the ship trying to fix it. I thought the fight with Hu Yang was kind of interesting to see him actually fighting those HK droids with his 4 arms.
I thought that was awesome too. I wish he would have whipped out some lightsabers. Or something.
I know. Start General Grievous whipping them around.
But I thought that was a really cool scene, and how he just used the other arms to rip out the lights, and Ahsoka knew like, oh, he wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't do that. That was a good line. Like they know each other for sure.
I thought that was a cool little fight.
Yeah, I did too.
It was intense.
It was. I was like, right? Oh God, Hu Yang better not die.
I thought he was for a second too, because he's like, help. I'm like, oh no, are they really gonna kill him off?
Yeah, not David Tennant.
With I don't know, dude, the atmosphere of the episode, they set it off right away. Like the fog, and did you notice like the lightsaber? Is it just me, or did the lightsabers in the show look so much better in the Obi-Wan show?
Yeah, they do look really good in this.
Because when they're hitting each other with the lightsaber, like the lightsabers are touching, you can see the smoke and oh my gosh, did you notice that when they were fighting?
Yeah, they looked amazing, and even like the choreography, dude. That's the standout in this episode. Beside the Anakin part was the lightsaber choreography and the way they use different stances in this. Like so, after that fight, Ahsoka fights Marok, and Shin fights Sabine, and that fight was really cool because like you could just see Ahsoka take the stance and be like, I'm gonna do to this guy what I've done to every other Inquisitor that has tried to fight me, and then she just does it. And then
that leads to also like weeks and weeks of debate of who Marok is or Marok is. And it's just like nobody.
Well, I think that was a really interesting part because I wasn't sure what it was at first, but rewatching it, it definitely looked like green smoke. So I think, it was the Night Sister. Magic. Yeah, he was a Night Sister zombie that she was using, which is really cool. And actually,
it's a callback to Maul's brother. Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. I think that was better. I just
heard a debate of. I agree. I just a debate of. Even we were talking about, right? Like, oh, it could be this, it could be that, like weeks long debate. At the end of the day, it's just witch magic, which I like it too. I'm fine with that too.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
And one other thing we missed too is after the fight with the robots, when Ahsoka and Sabine came out, I thought that was a cool little fight. Like I love how Sabine is still Mandalorian first. She's still using her weapons and her armor and all that, and the way they were, Ahsoka Sabine would pull a robot towards them, and Ahsoka flashed it like they were kind of working together with that.
That was cool. Yeah, and I think that makes perfect sense for Sabine. I mean, she's been a Mandalorian her whole life, fighting that way, and still is a little weird, clumsy with the lightsaber. So, like,
it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense, and it's cool to see that in live action too. Sabine doing her thing.
Mm-hmm. And Hugh Yang's little thing, like, stay together, you'll thank me.
Yeah, they definitely should have, because they didn't.
How do you feel about that too? So, when they were talking in there a few times before this point, Ahsoka was saying, you know, can I trust you? Or you can do the right thing? You know, we might not be able to save Ezra.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a little too much foreshadowing, or do you think that was more so just?
I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, it was a little heavy-handed. I could definitely tell Sabine, the way she said it, yeah, of course, or you can trust me. It's like, that's not really the answer she wanted. You're definitely going to do something, but I don't know. It didn't really bother me.
It didn't bother me because of the outcome. It could have bothered me if there's a different outcome, which I'll explain when we get to that part.
Yeah.
But it actually didn't bother me either because of what happened and how it happened. But
yeah. And like for Sabine, like thinking about Sabine's Rebels character, she never really followed the rules that much, and kind of so Ahsoka being like, hey, are you with me? Can I trust you? Like, I know you tend to go off on your own and do your own thing. Like, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think it's I didn't think it was heavy-handed personally, like, at all, but I know some people probably would have.
Yeah.
But so then, that Marok and Ahsoka, and then Sabine.
I loved how Sabine caught Shin off guard with that Mandalorian rocket or blaster or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, that was good. Like, Shin's like, you have no power.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. See, that moment right there, I loved. I'm like, I was hoping they wouldn't do like a Rey moment where she didn't know all this. She didn't have all this force power, all the friends she found it. Nope.
It almost looked like it. She did a little force push or something, but then obviously it's like way too weak.
Or was it even a force push, or was it more of like just like a reaction, like, I'm going to get pushed by her?
I think it could be that, but I think there was like a noise that typically happens when the force is used, and I think that's indicating that she did push a little bit, but it was just a little bit. And Shin felt it and was like, this is nothing. You have no power. That's how I took it.
Okay. See, I took it the other way, where I don't even think she did anything. It was just like indicating that she was trying.
Yeah, that's possible.
But I mean, they haven't confirmed anything. So, which I kind of like. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
To debate it. But yeah, that little trick she did, I'm like, it caught her off guard. I'm like, that's a good way, because they could have easily Rey. I don't even want to say Skywalker, but Rey Skywalker and like made her have that
Rey
moment. Like, Rey Mary, exactly. And then like, let's be real, like Sabine wasn't doing great, like she was kind of getting her.
Yeah, Shin was in control that whole time until that.
Yeah, but the way that Sabine, she didn't even get in control, but the way they kind of made her escape a little bit made sense, kind of like. Shin's like, you have no power, and using her little Mandalorian thing, catch her off guard. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool.
And
that
like those were made to fight Jedi too, so it makes total sense that, like, I mean, her Beskar armor blocked some lightsaber blows. She has the grappling hook and that little rocket or laser that, it makes sense that worked against.
Where's her flamethrower?
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for it, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, that was great. And you're right. The choreography and the way I was talking to my dad, and do you know what he noticed? And my dad is he's very critical on Star Wars right now with Disney.
Yep.
He hated season 3 of Mandalorian.
Oh, really?
I liked it, but he did not, and he loved the first 2 seasons. He hated the 3rd season. Doesn't like Boba Fett. He's very critical, and you know what the first thing he said to me? Well, first he texted me, he's like, did you watch it? It was good. And I didn't watch it. I'm like, oh, great. If he said it was good, then that means it has to be good.
Yeah.
And the first thing he mentioned, he's like, the coolest thing about the episode for me was how you could tell each Jedi or Sith or whatever you want to call them. I'll just say Jedi, even though Ahsoka's not a Jedi. Each lightsaber fighter, he said his favorite thing is you could tell that each one has a different fighting style.
Yeah, for sure.
Forms.
I love that.
And he doesn't know the lore of all those. I'm like, oh, you're just getting started, man.
Yeah, I was like trying to pick out the different, because like even Ahsoka swaps weapon styles a couple of times, and that just shows how like she's able to, you know, stick with these with Balin with changing lightsaber styles, and yeah, Balin definitely has his own. That's one thing, like the very unique ways each of them fight was really cool. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
And they show it like other, I don't know, like even no other Disney project has showcased fighting like that. Like distinctively, you know what I mean?
I feel like they took their time with it too. There were moments of just like shifting poses and just feeling each other out, and then boom, it would explode in the next fight. And you know, even with the Merrick fight, you know, she puts her lightsaber up and just waits and lets him make the first move.
She almost goes in like a little samurai stance.
Yeah.
Actually, a few times she did.
Yeah, I think that's Form 1.
Form 1. And then what about Balin's? Balin's like a freaking knight, you know, like from the past.
He's using it like a great sword instead of a samurai sword.
Like a great sword, yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think to me his fighting style seemed very similar to Vader's with a lot of power. So I think it was Form 5, Gemso is what I thought it was, with him just like putting all the power into his swings.
It seemed like more power, but it also seemed more like what's the word I'm looking for? Like
methodical.
Not more of just pure anger like Vader, but more methodical, like more even controlled. When he's blocking. Yeah, there you go, controlled and methodical. Because even when he's blocking the Sabine's
blaster, it's just like boom, 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 boom.
He can almost see it before it's even coming. Like he's moving his lightsaber before they're even. I don't know.
I thought that was cool. Yeah.
And that fight with Balin and Ahsoka was probably the greatest lightsaber fight Disney has done yet, movies or shows.
I agree.
Like, oh god, I keep saying it, but the atmosphere, and at the beginning of that fight, there's like almost no music. And the other thing my dad said is he liked how like each lightsaber kind of has, and I agree with it, like it has its own sound when you pop it open, and I don't know, it's just so. The sound of each lightsaber is different. The forms are different. The lightsabers look like when they're actually touching, you see smoke and
dude. And Ahsoka's lightsabers. What's that? I love Ahsoka's new lightsabers with that slight curve. My favorite lightsaber in the Clone Wars stuff was Dooku's with his curved lightsaber, and hers having that and seeing how she can like the two-handed grip gives her a little more like leverage on it when she uses it, and it's just slightly different. So I feel like that could screw up some enemies who aren't used to dealing with those curved sabers. I just think those lightsabers are so cool.
And with the Balin fight too, she only used like you said, she used the one lightsaber.
Yeah.
And she would have beat Balin, right, if her hand didn't burn up.
I want to see that so bad. Like, I wish if she could have fought full strength the whole time.
That would be another fight between them.
Yeah, I hope so. I want to see that so bad.
They will. It better not be like Kylo and Luke, right? Like he's like, "See you around, kid." Like he just dies and they don't fight.
That would suck.
That would be awful. But
I think to get Ahsoka to the world between worlds, I think that was the perfect way of doing it, is make her injured and then one-handed against that much strength. Just, you're absolutely going to lose. Like, you can't block it.
I loved how she used the Force to even stop his power.
It.
You know that?
Yep. That was cool.
This dude's just power. Or even when they were fighting and their lightsaber touched and then you see him do that little jump down.
Yep.
Like, God, this dude's like a brute. Yeah, like a methodical brute. You're right. Like that's the best way to put it. He's a brute, but he's very. He's actually scary.
He's in control, but like overpoweringly strong. Yeah,
which makes him scary, right? Like the fact that he's like he knows he has that power, but he's so in control. It's like
I'm so interested. Like, in his, because he definitely holds himself like a Jedi. He's like he's like what Count Dooku would have been if he stayed more on the Jedi side and was like twice as big.
No, that's what a lot of people are saying. He's kind of like Count Dooku, like done right in the movies.
Yeah.
Dooku's great in the Tales of the Jedi and the books.
In the Clone Wars, he was pretty good
and
too.
Clone Wars, yeah, the show, everything but the prequel.
Yeah.
But that was the most for me. I noticed, all the lightsaber stances and everything, but the most interesting part to me was the talk that Balin had with Ahsoka before they were fighting, and he mentioned everyone knew who Anakin was, and I was thinking about it's so true. Like, think about it, like if Balin or Jedis that never really interacted with Anakin knew who he was.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, why wouldn't you be mad at the Jedi Council for trusting Anakin? From an outsider's perspective, that's not in the end, in the council or that sees Anakin. Why? I would be mad at Jedi too, wouldn't you? You trusted so much into prophecy.
Yeah.
And so why would I trust the Jedi anymore? Or why would Ahsoka, for that matter? When he was saying, "Are you gonna,
Yeah, especially Ahsoka. I could totally understand why he's just like, your legacy is that of destruction, because Anakin was the reason for all that.
And I just loved it. It was so interesting seeing an outsider's like a Jedi perspective that's not like so
close to it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I never really thought, because all the Jedi we see in the movies and stuff are like close to Anakin,
Yeah, and in that talk, I almost got he kind of said it before. I got the feeling he's like kind of sad that he has to fight and try and kill Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes his character so much more interesting too. Like, he
doesn't hate the Jedi.
Yeah.
He just, I get what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. He lost faith in them. It's almost more like disappointing.
Yeah.
Because you're right. He even says it's a shame you have to, when he's talking to Morgan or whatever in the previous episode, right? Mm-hmm. It's a shame we'll have to kill her or kill them or something.
Yep.
I still stand by it. He's still the greatest character in the show so far.
Agreed. I want to learn way more about him.
God, I do too. And the other thing too, well, I guess we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. So Sabine escapes, right? Or Finn escapes using some little abracadabra stuff.
Yep.
Smoke.
Little Batman smoke bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, Balin fight happens with Ahsoka, their conversation, and then he overpowers her, pushes her off the cliff. Oh no, Ahsoka's dead.
I have a question. When Shin shows up and Ahsoka sees her and thinks that Shin killed Sabine or got away somehow and injured her, to me, it seemed like Ahsoka was pushing towards the dark side with her emotion there. Like, you could see she was like worried about Sabine and then just like grabs her and throws her like a rag doll. Do you think that has anything, like, do you think she was using the dark side there or maybe tapping into it a little bit?
Well, I think for sure. And I almost think they purposely made it, like, I thought it was obvious too. I thought it was obvious. Like, I agree. I think she tapped in that dark side. She was mad. She was angry. That was out of pure anger.
Yep, I agree.
But yeah, I agree with that. And that was interesting too, because, the Jedi wouldn't do that, as she would say to.
Yeah. And I wonder if that's something that will get talked about in the next episode, of how she is kind of teetering on the edge of using the dark side.
Yeah, because she's not Jedi, right? Like,
yeah.
But at the same time, like, I'm sure that's like a slippery slope, right? Like, that's why there is a Jedi Order, right?
Yep.
I get that's another debate you could have, right? Like, that's a debate on anything in life, but the Jedi Order was the same thing with the Empire, right? I'm not for the Empire. I'm just saying.
The Empire did nothing wrong? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the Empire did nothing wrong. No, but the Jedi Order was, to enforce order, to not teeter into the dark side. It was like any religion, right?
Yeah.
Like, so when you don't have it, it's like you got to be careful, because that can be a slippery slope.
Yep. And they're like kind of building something new. doing it a little differently, and you never know.
You just never know, like, what that, and even though you're not a Jedi, you don't want to be a Sith.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That is
Ahsoka
interesting. I
doesn't
wonder
want
if
to,
she'll
that's
talk
for
about
sure.
that. Oh, no. But I agree with you. I wonder if she's going to, like, point that out. Like, oh, like, I wanted to kill Jin for potentially killing my Padawan, like, so that would be interesting. I didn't think about that. And then after she gets kicked off the cliff or hit off the cliff, Sabine comes and Balin convinces her, reads her mind or her thoughts, and persuades her.
Yeah,
I don't even think he really persuaded her. I think it was
she wanted to.
Well, yeah, she wanted to, and he knew it, kind of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, he's good. He's good with his words. What did you think on that? So what I was going to say earlier is when they were kind of hinting at, I can trust you, I can trust you, you can trust me. If it would have went the other way and she kept it, or I thought Hera was going to swing in and save the day, I would have been pissed off at those lines. Oh, you can trust me, because then I would have been like, that would have been so obvious. Like I did not expect her. I didn't think, to be quite honest, I did not think Disney had the balls to have the main good guy give a bad guy something that, essentially she did something bad, even though you could debate it wasn't. I didn't think she'd do it. Did you? Like, I honestly,
I was
I did not think she would do it.
I kind of thought she would when they were talking about that because of two reasons. One, her answer, she didn't say, yes, I will destroy the map. She said, I'll have your back, or something like that. It seemed kind of like trying to give a loophole-ish. So it kind of seemed like she wasn't fully bought into that. And two, they had to get to the other galaxy. Like, that's what this is building to. I'm like, they have to. Like, Sabine's probably...
Let me word it better. Is that how you thought it would happen?
Not for sure.
I thought it was going to be like, I'll give it to you, but you have to let Ahsoka go.
Yeah.
So her willingly give it to him with, like, no Ahsoka involved or nothing. Like, I thought it had been... So I was more shocked in the fact that, like, she could have just destroyed it. Like, there's nothing, like, he already hit Ahsoka off the cliff and everything. There's nothing where she, like, had to give it to him. She just willingly gave it to him.
Yeah, I had a feeling she wasn't going to be able to destroy it. I didn't think she would then go with them. But that was like a Balin curveball, being like, yeah, just come with us.
Yeah. And another great Balin moment, right? Like, Shin gets up, 4 strokes turns, like, no, I keep my word.
I love that he kept his word. And his talk to Sabine, especially when he's like, do it. For Ezra. It's like almost the Senate level there. But that was a good, like, he's such a good character. But yeah, I didn't think it would happen exactly like that. I had a feeling she wouldn't be able to destroy the map, but I didn't think she would go with them.
I had a feeling of that too. I just didn't think it would go down the way it did. I thought it would have been something like she gave it up to save Ahsoka, or maybe Hera saves them in time and she dropped the map, but they escape.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be straight up 1v1, like, you can go or you can destroy it, but just give it to me instead, and she does.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
I did too.
Number one, it's a more interesting character. People can debate this all day. Like, I was talking to Brandon, my brother, and he was saying, what was he saying? He was saying that was dumb for her to give it to him. I'm like, dude, so you're saying if you had a chance to save someone you love,
you
wouldn't
family.
do the same thing.
Like,
yeah.
What you feel?
And he's like, well, no. I'm like, okay, so if it was like Izzy, or like the mother of your child, and he'd be like, oh, well, that's different. I'm like, no, it's not different. It's someone you love.
Yeah.
I think people try to act all high and mighty and say they would do the good thing, but if you're in that moment and you have a chance to save someone you truly love, like, don't tell me it's an easy choice.
Yeah. I also think, based on everything we know about Sabine from Rebels, It makes sense. I mean, in Rebels, basically every other episode is them getting caught and then being in the enemy ship and then having to escape and figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of how it's going to go. Like, she's going to have to try and find Ezra and then figure out how to get out or do, I don't know exactly. But that just kind of still feels like Rebels Sabine to me. It makes sense she would make that choice.
She would make that hard choice. And like you said, I mean, it's her only family. Like,
yep.
I don't know. I don't get the argument of, oh, that was so stupid. That's dumb writing. I'm like, I 100% disagree.
Yeah, I don't think that's dumb writing. I think that's what it makes sense to me for the character.
Yeah. Yep. 100% agree. So then they take her up to the ship and then they do that super awesome hyperspace jump. Yep. I thought that looked awesome. So Hera just, which another moment we didn't really talk about, is Hera saying, screw you guys, I'm not getting permission, I'm just dipping.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a total Hera. You weren't like, I agree, like the girl who plays Hera, like that was such a Hera moment, wasn't it?
Yep, absolutely. It's perfect for the character, and it makes, like, the New Republic is horrible. They don't do anything. So yeah, just say screw it. They're not going to be able to court-martial her before she, like, gets back. Like, they don't do anything.
Now, that being said, I don't know if you bring Jason.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
But I mean, I guess they just had to, I don't know, have that line, right? I have that feeling.
That was the last thing I had, was him saying, I've got a bad feeling, which is foreshadowing his Force sensitivity, I'm sure.
Maybe she just doesn't, like you said, maybe the New Republic is so stupid, so that he doesn't trust her.
Yeah, she should have left him with Uncle Zeb. Definitely not Chopper.
Don't get me started. That's why it's on a 10 out of 10.
Because Zeb wasn't in the fleet with the X-Wings.
He will be now. I have faith. I'm going to excuse it because maybe Zeb's off to another thing. But now that Hera's rogue...
I was expecting him, but when I saw it was all X-Wings, I'm pretty sure Zeb is a Y-Wing pilot now. So when I saw that, I was like, it's not going to be Zeb. But
yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of good it wasn't, but
yeah, true.
I'll excuse it up to this point. I'll excuse it, but now that Hera knows that Ahsoka, whatever, they think she's probably dead.
Yeah.
And Sabine's taken a different galaxy. If like Hera doesn't call up Zeb and be like, dude, all of our rebel teammates are like dropping like flies, I need your help, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I really hope he shows up. That's one thing that needs to happen.
I can only excuse it so much. Like, fine, it's a big galaxy, it's probably off doing things. But at this point, if he knew or heard this news, or if Hera didn't call him or something, it wouldn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
But that hyperspace jump was awesome.
Yeah, that looked so cool.
The ripple, like the freaking ripples in space almost.
Yep.
Oh, that was
and them going
awesome.
right through the ghost and all them, and seeing the aftermath of that looked, very cool.
Oh, looked amazing. And then Hu fixed the ship, but no one was answering him.
Yep.
and then it panned to the Ahsoka, the World Between Worlds.
That transition from the sea to the World Between Worlds was so cool.
That was awesome. I was wondering what they were doing to fix. I'm like, what are they doing? Because they were, they're planning over the ocean. I'm like, what's going to be the next scene? This just ends?
Yeah, and then it just seamlessly transitions. It's so good.
But yeah, all in all, dude, like, I said it. I talked to my dad. He's an old school Star Wars fan. Doesn't really like the new stuff, which a lot of us don't. But he didn't even like Mandalorian. Like, he's more critical than us.
Yeah.
He said this felt the most Star Wars since the prequels, and I actually agree with that.
I agree. Yeah.
The Mandalorian's great. We talked about last week. This stuff's good in different ways. Andor, probably 10 out of 10 show in different ways.
Yeah.
But
totally different show, but so good. Yeah, this felt Star Wars for sure.
Like the music, the lightsaber fights, the dialogue, the cliffhanger, and you know what the best part is? I feel like this is the first time in a long time. If you don't know what the heck is gonna happen.
Yeah.
This is the first time in a long time where like we don't know anything.
Yeah, the World Between Worlds ending, it's just like anything could happen. They could go like anywhere in time and space, and like I don't know.
Well, and then I mean, hop into another galaxy.
Yep.
Like both storylines, 2 out of 3, are like going to places we've never been, or we don't know the rules of that world or universe or whatever you want to call it, galaxy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I absolutely loved it. 9 out of 10. Like you said, only reason I don't give it a 10 out of 10 is I just feel like the next episode or one of these episodes is going to have that extra oomph that we're going to be like going crazy with.
And Zeb.
No, seriously, though. No joke, man. Freaking Zeb. And just nitpicking, why bring Jason on the ship? But yeah, that's just nitpicking for me.
Yeah, that's a nitpick. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It doesn't make total sense, but whatever.
It's not. I was just thinking, like, if I had to critique something, like, that would be no Zeb. Why the heck would you have Zeb? Why do you bring Jason to something where, like, it's off the books, it's totally dangerous, uncharted territories? But other than that, honestly, I really don't, like, I'm trying to think of negatives.
Yeah, I literally didn't write down. I normally write, like, good, bad, and then just meh, but I had all good in this one.
Yeah, there's really nothing. Yeah, 9 out of 10, and that's high on our scale, man.
Yeah.
The first 2 episodes were what? 7?
7, yeah, I think.
What did we give the third one?
7,
I think it was a 7 too.
Yeah, something like that. I'll go back and tally up our scores of each one before we do the final one.
Yeah, and then maybe, like you said, maybe we'll do a little bonus episode of kind of
the whole
like
series.
An overall season. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I can't wait for next week.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. Oh yeah, that's all I have to say. It was amazing.
Great episode, set up for something amazing. All right. Okay. Let's move on to the quiz. Are you ready to reach back into your mind and pull out some Gears of War trivia knowledge?
Gears of War. Dom. There better be a Dom question.
There might be several Dom questions.
Ooh, okay.
And
yes.
I feel like I made the questions a little easier because when I was looking some of this stuff up, I'm like, I don't remember like timelines of these or like what happened in which game. So we'll see.
You have some 4 and 5 questions?
Yes, there's a couple 4 and 5 questions.
Okay. Because that's where I start getting a little confused with
it's nothing too crazy.
Mark's his kid and their relationships, like all the newer characters, I kind of get mixed up.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think you'll do pretty good on this one. It might be too easy, but we'll see.
Oh God, pressure, man.
Okay, Nerd Pop Quiz Gears of War edition. So you get 2 points for a correct answer without the multiple choice. 1 point for a correct answer if you need the multiple choice. All right. What is the name of the planet that Gears of War takes place on?
Multiple choice.
All right, here comes the multiple choice. Is it Earth, Sarah, Andromeda, or EDN2?
I believe it is B, Sarah. Final answer.
Final answer. And the correct answer is Sarah. Nice.
Yeah.
Good job. Starting off strong.
Yeah.
What is Baird's first name?
Ooh, that's a good question. Do they say it a lot?
They do say it. I don't know if I would say a lot. I think 1 or 2 characters may say it more, like more often than the others.
Yeah, I know it's Damon.
Final answer?
Final answer.
It is Damon. Damon Baird.
Yeah.
Nice.
Boo.
Have to go way back for that.
Seriously.
As a professional trash ball player, what was Cole's nickname?
Doesn't he say it a lot in the game.
They say it a lot in the game. Specifically, Cole says it a lot in the game. He calls himself this all the time.
Have you played? Wasn't it like professional football or something?
It's trash ball in that
on
that, but yeah,
trash ball. Okay.
It's basically
like
football. Yeah.
It's Coltrane, right? Coltrane, yeah.
Locking it in.
Final answer. Yeah.
It is Coltrane.
Coltrane.
I had fun coming up with. I had fun coming up with the options on this. Cole Payne, Coleslaw, A-Train from the boys.
Coleslaw.
Oh, but I didn't even get to use them. No, good job.
Coleslaw.
Give you 2 points on that.
That's great.
Coleslaw, baby, woo! Which Carmine did not appear in any of the Gears of War trilogy games? And I'll bring up the multiple choice on this so you can see, because I think you need them. Out of these four, which one did not appear in Gears of War 1, 2, or 3? Was it Benjamin Carmine, Drake Carmine, Clayton Carmine, or Anthony Carmine?
Ooh. I don't know. That's a good. I feel like it's Anthony Carmine. So I'm gonna go D.
Final answer?
Final answer.
It is Drake Carmine.
Drake.
So the way to remember this is it's ABC. So in Gears 1, Anthony Carmine, A Carmine is there. Okay. And then in 2, it's B Carmine, and then 3, it's C Carmine.
Okay. Yeah,
and then Drake,
funny.
I think, is made up. I think I just made that up.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep. Which Locust leader can control Krill?
Ooh. I'm gonna need multiple choice.
Okay. Is it Scourge, Rom, Mira, or Srak?
I think it's Rom. Raam. Rom. B. I'm playing for kids. Sorry. Telling me over here. Okay,
all
sorry.
Right.
B.
B is the final answer, and it is General Rom. Nice.
Woo.
Another 2 points.
Who's Sirach? Which one's Sirach?
I'll have to look that up. Let me see. Sirach.
I'm curious.
He is in Gears of War 4.
Okay. That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, he's this guy in 4. Okay. You're at 7 points. Going on to the next one. What is the name of Marcus's father?
Ooh. Ooh. How do I remember this?
He's pretty big in Gears 3. He's pretty important. There's a whole part where you're trying to save him.
I'm gonna have to do multiple choice, and I feel like I'm gonna know it instantly.
Yeah, you might. Is it Marcus? Is it Bill? Is it Adam? Or is it Alex?
Whoa, Alex! No, it's C, Adam. I wish it was Alex, but it's C.
It is Adam Phoenix. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you got one on that one. What are the holes that locusts appear from called?
I know this because they freaking it's emergency hole. That doesn't sound right. Emergence. They're merging out. Emergence hole. Yep.
Final answer?
Final answer.
It is emergence holes. Nice.
Yes.
Yep, they say it
The
a
only
lot.
reason I remember that is because they say it a lot, and like it doesn't make sense. They emerge
Yep.
out of the hole.
Yep,
Yeah.
nice. Which locust is blind and hunts by sound and smell? So this is like a locust, like which type of locust? Not a specific character, but like what kind of
Yeah, like
locust?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the big. Is it a? It's the big guy, isn't it? Or big ones? Maybe I'm getting it mixed up. I want to say. I want to say it's a berserker, but I don't know if they're blind. I don't remember. I remember fighting them, but they run towards you. They use the sound, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna go berserker because I think I'm not positive, but berserker.
All right,
Final
locking
answer.
in berserker. It is a berserker.
It is okay.
Nice. Yep.
I remember fighting them, but I wasn't sure if it was with noise they heard, or because they're chasing you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. It's when you make too much noise, they turn around and start sniffing and then run
Yeah,
at you. Yep.
run at you. Those are always fun and
Yeah,
scary.
those are, yeah, for sure. And when you said big, I was like, well, I mean, compared to like a Brumac or a Corpser, they're not
Boy,
big, but
yeah, not huge, but
yeah. Okay. What is the name of the hovering robot that accompanies Delta Squad?
might not remember this one. I may need multiple choice at this one. Um, yeah, give me multiple choice.
Okay. Is this robot called Jack, Fred, Friday, or Spark?
It's called Jack A. Final answer.
It is called Jack.
I
Yep. You're
freaking
getting these
I
like,
knew what they saw that.
yeah, once you get the multiple choice, you're getting them pretty good. It's just having to
Yeah,
remember from so long ago. Yeah.
yeah, it's been so long.
What is the name of the assault rifle with a chainsaw bayonet attached to it?
Ooh, the would you say this is one of the most iconic weapons?
Yeah, for sure. For
Like,
sure. Like if you say Gears of War, you think of this weapon.
yeah, oh yeah, like I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Like everyone did. It's a Lancer, by the way. But God, it was so yes, a
It is a
Lancer, fine
Lancer.
Lancer.
Yep.
But it's so iconic. Like, oh
Yeah, for
God, it was
sure.
so fun. Nasher's the shotgun, isn't it?
Nasher is the shotgun. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
In which game did Dom die?
Oh, my boy Dom.
Spoilers,
That
by
was
the
one
way.
of
For a what,
the.
15, 10-year-old game? More than that, probably.
I just the music with it, and Gears of War 3, because that was freaking iconic.
It was Gears of War 3. I'm not even going to make you lock it in. You knew that one.
That was such a sad death for
Yeah,
me.
so sad. It,
Oh, so good.
it was the right way for him to go. He was ready, but it was still sad. The
Yeah,
music
but
and
still, like
everything.
for
Yeah.
like death in video games, like that one hit me.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and on that note, how does Dom die?
He sacrifices himself, right? He runs the truck and explosion into like a barrel or something. Something explodes. I don't remember exactly what.
Final answer?
Final answer, yeah.
He does sacrifice himself
Yeah.
to save everyone. Yep.
Oh,
All right.
great music to it too.
Yep, for sure. I love that music.
I did too.
So sad.
God, heart attacks, that would suck.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, Friendly Fire would too.
All the other ones actually. I mean, they all suck, but like,
Yeah.
imagine you get through all this stuff and you just die from friendly fire or a heart attack.
That's like Goku in Dragon Ball Z. He dies from a heart attack at one point. It's like he's like the strongest person ever. Like, he dies from a heart
And it
attack?
goes that way.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. What is the name of the glowing creatures created by the locust becoming infected by emulsion?
oh, this is from Gears 4, isn't it?
This is actually from
Or
Gears, the end of
3, or
Gears
is it
2 and
3?
3, mostly 3.
Yeah, because I remember the, yeah. I remember that. Give me the multiple choice. I can't remember.
Okay. Is it the Swarm, the Lambent, Protoss, or Zerg?
The Lambent. It's B.
Locking it in?
Locking it in.
It is the Lambent.
What is Zerg?
Protoss and Zerg are from StarCraft.
Oh, I was going to say, Zerg. I don't recognize Zerg.
Yeah,
I recognize Swarm.
Yeah, Swarm's from 4 and 5.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I tried to look up like different locust factions or something, but I couldn't find it, so I just pulled other alien species. Okay. Who is JD's father from Gears of War 4 and 5?
Marcus, correct?
Yep,
Final
you knew
answer?
that one. It is Marcus.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, if you ask any other relationships, I might get a little confused.
Speaking of which, who is the granddaughter of the Locust Queen, Mira?
Wow. Give me the multiple choice, and I have a feeling I'm going to get it.
Okay. Is it Anya Stroud, Mina Jin, Kate Diaz, or Elaine Phoenix?
Oh man, I'm debating between Kate Diaz and Elaine Phoenix. My gut says Elaine. Oh, my gut says. What does my gut say? Kate Diaz just sounds familiar, but I'm gonna go with Elaine. That was my first thought. So Elaine Phoenix D.
Okay, locked in.
Or is it Stroud? Yeah, just Phoenix. Yeah, I'm locked in.
Okay. The correct answer is Kate Diaz.
Oh my god.
You're between the two.
Okay.
Hey, you got 22 out of 30. That's pretty good.
Wow, is that the best? That's the best I've done so far.
That's the best you've done so far. Yep, nicely done.
Wow. Okay, I'm impressed with myself too. Granted, you did pre-warn me that you made the questions easy. So
yeah, mostly because like I was trying to come up with some, but some questions it's just like that's so deep in the Gears of War lore, and we're not going to remember it 10 years, 15 years after we played them.
Yeah.
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 So I tried to keep it a little more service level, but I mean, hey, you nailed most of them. That was good.
That was good though. Whenever we do these quizzes, it makes you want to play the game so bad.
I know, for sure. Looking, like, I tend to go back and watch, like, recap videos, especially for this one, to try and get some questions, and doing that really makes me want to go back and play them, for sure.
A great, and I know people fell off of it, but we'll get into it when we rank the game.
True. But yeah, good games. Love them.
Yeah, great games. I think all of them are great.
Yep. Okay, moving on. This one, we are playing Guess the Music. I'm going to be playing a song. If you can guess which game it's from, you score a point. And this one is Microsoft Edition. So I tried to pull games that, at least at some point in their history, have had a game that is Microsoft specific. So Xbox only or something like that. PC only on Microsoft. So the specific game may not be just Xbox only, but at some point they would have been. So this might be kind of hard. You're going to have to pull some deeper cuts, I think.
Well, let's try it. I have a strong feeling about this one. I don't know. I get the worst score. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. First one.
That sounds awesome.
And I'll give you the hint that this one was, I'm pretty sure, I'll double check, but it was Xbox exclusive.
Xbox exclusive? Okay.
Well, Xbox 360, I'll give you that. This was Xbox 360 exclusive.
It almost sounds like Perfect Dark, is it not?
It is not Perfect Dark. That's I could see why you would think Perfect Dark for sure. I'll give you one more guess.
Okay.
I don't know if you played this one. I never played this one. You may have played one of the ones. There may have been more. Like there may have been a trilogy, and you may have played one of the trilogy games.
Huh. That's interesting. Xbox 360.
Yep.
And it was a trilogy, and I may have played.
You may have played the third one. You may have played all of them. I may not know, but I'm pretty sure you played the third one.
Wait. Is this Time Splitters?
Ooh, it's not Time Splitters.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm gonna bring it up,
sure.
and you're gonna be annoyed.
Yep.
It is Crackdown.
Crackdown. Makes sense.
Did you play 3?
I did play. I did. Mm-hmm.
Did you play the first one?
I did, but not enough to.
Yeah, to like
recognize it off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never played it. But... All right. Well, those were some interesting guesses. Though. But yeah, that shows you this is going to be a little bit of a deeper cut.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought of that. That's good.
Okay.
I like the music.
Yeah, the music's good. I like it. Okay, I'll give you some hints if you are struggling on this one.
Okay. It's like Halo.
It does kind of sound like Halo, actually. It's not Halo, I'll give you that. So, this one, the first and maybe the second game were Xbox exclusive, and then they were on multiple consoles after that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Also, I'm pretty sure we played this one co-op.
Co-op.
I think we did. You'll have to confirm.
Is it no. Is it Splinter Cell?
It is Splinter Cell.
Okay, yep.
Do you know specifically which one?
Splinter Cell. Oh God.
I know, there's a lot of them.
Saying the co-op reminded me of it because it was a great freaking co-op game.
Yeah.
Is it Conviction?
It is Conviction, yep.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's the one where at the end you fight each other, right?
Yes, that's what it was so freaking cool.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I was like, I'm like 99% sure we played this co-op together.
Yes, we did. Fighting at the end, like the whole game, we're working together, and you turn. Yeah, that was great. Underrated campaigns, co-op game.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a point for that one. Okay, next one.
Oh man, these ones are a little harder.
Now this one was on Xbox and PC, I believe.
Actually sounds very Star Warsy.
That part did, yeah.
It's a little. So this one was on Xbox and PC.
Yep, and I played this on PC, and I love it.
Is it Far Cry 1?
Ooh, good guess. It is not Far Cry 1.
Ooh,
I'll give you one more guess.
Halo 1?
It is not Halo 1. It is...
Oh man, what is it?
That's a good guess with that. I played it on PC.
Yeah, the PC and Xbox.
Yeah. It was Morrowind.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, I forgot that wasn't on any. Wow.
Yeah, that's a great.
You played
game.
that one on PC?
I
You
did.
play that one on Xbox? See, I played that one on Xbox.
Eventually gotten it on it. No, I played that one on PC, and then I played Oblivion on Xbox.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, here we go.
Oh. Sounds familiar. Sounds very familiar.
Yep. Oh, this is such a good song.
Sounds really, really familiar. Okay, I definitely feel like I played this. I recognize it.
Yep.
Oh god, that sounds awesome.
So when it came out, it was available on PC first, and then on Xbox a year later. I'm pretty sure there is a famous mod for this game that is just duct tape. So you can duct tape something to a weapon. I don't know if that'll help you, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing about this game, because there's something you could only use when you weren't holding a weapon, and they just let you add it to the weapon with this mod. That probably doesn't help. What kind of game would you need a flashlight? Let's say that.
Doom?
It is Doom. Do you know which one was on Xbox?
Doom 3, right?
Yep, it was Doom 3, the famous flashlight mod.
And the one everyone doesn't like, and I actually used to terrify us.
Yeah, that was my first scary game.
Yeah, I should have guessed right away it was a Doom game, but I didn't realize it was just PC and Xbox.
Yep.
Oh,
it eventually came to Switch and PS4 in 2019.
Yeah. But originally just Xbox and PC. Okay. Yep. Yeah, that game used to freak me out when I played.
Yeah. Okay. Next one.
Oh, I know this. That sounds so beautiful. What's it? Is this one Halo?
It is Halo. Can you get the specific game?
Yeah, let me think. Is it Reach?
It's not Reach.
ODST?
Ooh, it's not ODST either. I think I'll still give you a point for getting Halo. This one
Which one is it called?
Halo 5 Guardians.
Oh, okay. Music's apparently better in the game. It does sound epic. I do like that song.
Yeah, it's a good song for sure.
Mm-hmm. Fable?
Immediately, it is Fable. It's so recognizable. I know. Oh, such an amazing series. I love those games.
Make more.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh God, see, now I want to play Fable.
Okay, we have 4 more.
Okay. Gears of War?
It is a Gears of War game. Yes, nicely spotted.
2?
It's not 2. It's a good guess, but
And it's 3.
It is 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. For that.
I can't wait to rate these games. I'm very curious what you're gonna say.
I'm interested to see what you say too. Okay, this one I think is a very deep cut, and I played it a lot, but I don't know if you played it, so I'm interested to see.
Okay.
So here we go. The music in this game is so amazing.
Sounds cool. You have a hint?
If you know it, you'll get it from this hint, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Graffiti is heavily a part of this game.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I don't think I've played it. You can give me the answer.
It's a great game. Jet Set Radio Future.
Okay, yep. Yeah, I have never played this, but I knew what you were talking about when you said graffiti.
Yeah, oh, the song's so good.
Is this on Xbox only?
It was, I think it was just on Xbox. I don't think it was on...
What kind of game is this? Like, genre-wise?
You skate around and you, like, graffiti the walls, and I think there's some races, and there's, like, a whole bunch of collectibles. You have to try and, like, graffiti everything. It's a very...
The music sounds awesome.
Yeah, the music is, like, the best part of it. It's a very unique game. I haven't really played a game that similar to it. And yeah, it was... So Future was on Xbox only. Jet Set Radio was on Dreamcast.
Okay. Is it on Game Pass?
I believe it might be. It's definitely on Xbox now.
That might be an interesting one to check out.
I feel like I did play it recently when I had Game Pass.
Okay.
So yeah, you may want to look it up. I
might
think
check it out.
I think it is. But
okay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's unique for sure. Okay, 2 more.
Sea of Thieves?
Say that again?
Sea of Thieves?
Yep. Yeah, that one's pretty recognizable.
Yeah, I played this game a lot for like a week and then stopped.
Yeah, same. I'm pretty sure we played together for like a week and then stopped.
Yeah. I liked the concept.
Yeah,
I think at the time we played, there wasn't a lot to do. I've heard it's grown a lot, but
yeah.
But I don't know. This isn't what I wanted Rare to do.
Yeah, true. Okay, last one. Here we go.
this Halo 2?
It is Halo. It is Halo.
It's Halo 1, right?
It is Halo 1. Nice.
Yes. Yeah, kind of remember that. Yep.
Halo has too much good music. I couldn't help but put 2 of them in there.
Oh, in your defense, though, like someone definitely could have not guessed that being Halo.
Yeah, it is different than some of the other Halo songs.
I mean, nerds like you and I, sure, but like an average Joe, like I bet you, like, yeah.
You got 5 out of 10. That's pretty good. I feel like there were a lot of deep cuts on that one. So, yep, you did. That was good.
Yeah, that was interesting. I liked that one.
Okay, nicely done. Okay, now we're on to, let's make a Gears of War tier list. The Gears of War games. So, they have Gears of War and Gears of War Ultimate Edition as different entries. Do you think we should do them as separate games or the same?
I would just do them the same. I'm sure there's differences, but I don't even know I did play the Ultimate, but
I know like multiplayer was different for sure. I don't know about the single player, but
let's just group them together.
Yeah. Okay. I have a ranking of, I think I have my ranking kind of nailed down, so I'm interested to see what you think. I think I would put Gears of War 1 actually in A. What do you think of that? Where would you put Gears of War 1?
Yeah, I would put 1 at A.
Yep, it's a great game. Started off the series. There were 2 things that kind of held it back for me. One, the story. There was like, wasn't there a cut act? So like at one point you just kind of end up on a train and it's never really explained.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
And then the other thing is I didn't really like the krill parts. Those didn't really do it for me. Other than that, though, it's a great game.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And it was a solid start.
Yep.
So
for me,
now, oh yeah, you could go. I'm curious. So,
hold on, you're cutting out a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. You can go. What were you going to say for 2?
2, I think, is my favorite Gears of War game.
Okay.
I think that's the one it's either 2 or 3 is the one I played the most multiplayer. Probably about the same in that time period. The story was great, like flooding Jacinto at the end and then like having to wait a while to figure out what happened with that. That was like such a cool cliffhanger, and like, I don't know. I remember replaying that one a lot with the co-op.
And I actually agree. I would put 2 at S. And as a matter of fact, I would put 3 at S too.
I would also put 3 at S. I think the reason I put 3 under 2, even though it's just slightly, is the more lambent. It got a little annoying having them always blowing up in your face, but that's kind of nitpicky. That's like the only reason I put it below 2. And the multiplayer in 2 and 3, I played a lot. We played a lot.
I played so much. Yeah, it was so good. God, 2 and 3 are, in my opinion, masterpieces. Like, I love those 2 games.
Yeah.
The campaign, like the multiplayer, the
Horde mode. We didn't even talk about Horde mode. Started in 2.
Yeah, Horde. I mean, I remember getting Gears 2 specifically for Christmas one year, and me and Brandon, my brother, we played that all night. Like, co-op, like, oh God, I love it. Yep, I agree. And 3 was a perfect conclusion.
Yeah.
Great characters, great deaths, great conclusion. I wasn't mad about anything. It felt like the right ending.
Yeah. And that's not always easy to do in a trilogy for some reason. Like sometimes they just screw it up. So yeah.
Only the third one's people's least favorite as a trilogy,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I would agree with all that. I think 2 and 3 builds upon what 1 did.
Yeah. I don't know if I played Judgment. I want to say I didn't.
I don't know if I did either, so I guess we'll just put it did not play. And if we
Yeah.
did, it didn't leave a lasting mark on us.
Yeah. I personally feel like Gears 4 is the weakest of
I
all of them.
100% agree.
So I would
Gears
probably
4
put it in
is my
B.
least favorite.
Yeah.
I'll put it in B too. I still think it's a good game.
Yep.
The story to me isn't as interesting. The character's not as interesting.
I-
I don't
It,
know. It was a slower start to a new trilogy.
yeah, it was still interesting to see, like, because Marcus was in that one, right? I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, not
And
the whole
like,
game, but he was in that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like the second half. So it was interesting seeing him and the
Hmm.
dynamics between the father and son with Marcus and JD.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like the characters are still interesting, and it just, I guess it was such a high of 3, to where
yeah,
you kind of go down a little bit.
yep. But yeah,
Um,
still good. Not better
Still
than
good.
the
I don't think
original
it's a bad
trilogy.
game.
Now, Gears
5,
5, I remember liking a lot. I don't
I
know if
would put Gears 5
I
at
don't know.
A,
I would put it
personally.
in A. I don't think I could bump it up to S.
No, I loved Gears 5. That's the Gears I've wanted since 2 and 3. It's a
Yeah,
little more open world, but not really open world.
yeah,
Just more you
just a
get
little more.
somewhere and you have, yeah, kind of like a God of War, right? You get somewhere and you have a lot of places to explore.
Yep.
Uh, the ending to that game was freaking awesome. It
Yeah.
sets up for something like Gears 6. Like, I would get an Xbox for freaking Gears of War 6. That's how excited that ending got me for
Yeah.
the next Gears game.
I would probably just play it on PC, but
Yeah, I mean,
I
same,
would play
but
it for sure. Yeah.
but yes, Gears 5. Oh god, I loved it. I liked it.
Yeah,
It
the
was
ending was really good. And like it gave you a choice and it made it feel really impactful and
uh
like yeah.
and even riding around, with the
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what I
snow
one
and
of the things I remember most about the
mm-hmm,
game is riding around on that thing and doing
mm-hmm.
stuff. No, yeah.
Oh, I really liked it. I don't know, Gears 4 to me, even though I still liked it, it just was the slowest and kind of, I guess, most boring one.
Yeah, it kind of didn't really do that much to set itself apart. Like I feel like Gears 5 did
No,
with going a little more open world. It tried some new things. 4 just kind
mm-hmm,
of felt like stagnant, like more of the same, but not as much
but not as good as the
stakes.
original trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
probably
yeah, so
should
our ranking is the same.
I probably should play Judgment. I don't
I know. I feel like I have. Maybe I haven't. I feel like I've at least tried it.
I actually like
I
Baird
know
as a
of it.
character a lot, so I probably should,
Hmm.
but I just haven't.
But yeah, but we have the same list because I agree 100% with everything.
Wow. Nice.
2 and 3, like, oh, I could say I could flip flop between 2 and 3 what my favorite would be, but I would probably at the end of the day put 2 over 3 as well.
Yeah. I probably could too. Um but I think right now I'm at
2,
tier 2 being better.
I think what I loved about 2 is 2 felt like the biggest, like the most at war.
Yeah.
Like it was
And
the
like there were
point where
still
like,
a lot of questions and like
mm-hmm,
why are the locusts doing this? And yeah.
I almost felt like 3 was more personal, like,
Yeah.
or I don't want to say it was smaller in scale, but you know what I mean. Like 2 was where it was like the peak of the war. I felt like.
Yeah. That whole fight at Jacinto was huge. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, such good games, dude. Every time we do these, I need to play Gears. I'm gonna freaking install that right now on my
Do
gaming
it.
laptop.
Yeah.
Dude, we should play. You know what we should do? We should play some co-op with those. To be honest,
Yeah, I'll need to download them too. I think I
we
have
have Game Pass. I don't
some.
know.
I don't have Game Pass, but they probably have
Oh, you
something
could
I could
find like
do.
$1.
Yeah.
I just got Game Pass for PC right now for $1 to play some Starfield.
Yeah, I probably should do that to play some Starfield too.
But it would be fun to kind of revisit these games
Yeah,
in co-op.
I love the co-op in these. They do it
They're
pretty
not
well.
too long either.
Yeah, and like the splitting up sections make it interesting, and yeah, they do
Mhm.
co-op really well.
Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. So moving into miscellaneous discussion, is there anything that you wanted to talk about? Did you finish Secret Invasion?
You know what? I did not finish Secret Invasion. All right, so the first few episodes I watched. So okay, I'll give you what I think of the show right now, and then you could just tell me what you think. So I am gonna be honest. It was a struggle for me to keep watching. I do not like the scroll. I think it's a cop out way to have characters act different or kill off characters. I think
Yep.
it ruins the immersion. It ruins the suspense. And if you want me to be honest, was enjoying this less than I even enjoyed freaking She-Hulk. And that's
Really?
saying something.
Wow. I haven't tried
Yes.
She-Hulk, but
At least She-Hulk, to me, like it was almost so bad it was funny. This just gets me mad.
yeah.
What do you think?
There were some parts I thought were okay, but overall, I kind of agree with you. I was confused. Like, so how far are you in it? How many episodes did you watch?
I watched 3. I was on the 3rd episode.
Okay. I don't want to go into spoilers, but there's some things that I'm just like, so wait, when did that happen? Like, that could change a lot of movies, like based on when Skrulls took over whoever, and it's just kind of confusing. They don't really explain it that well.
Well, like Nick Fury, wasn't he technically a Skrull in like the second Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they confirmed that. And what was it after, like Captain Marvel? Wasn't he like on the ship? I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate the Skrulls. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say I hate it.
It muddles a lot of things and makes it confusing, and you have to explain it too much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, they were building up to something big, and it just kind of fell flat for me. The ending, I mean, you should probably watch it, but it could have been cool, but it wasn't.
It's a struggle for me to keep watching.
Yeah.
I'm not in.
It was not my favorite Marvel show.
There's been cool moments, but like after like the initial, twist or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
Oh, dude, one issue I had from the episodes that you've watched is how, like, I think it's the first episode and maybe some of the second. It's all like, "Oh, Fury, you're too old. You suck. Go away." Like, everybody just hates Nick Fury, and it's like every scene someone says that.
It's like it's like the roast of Nick Fury.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, okay, we get it. Everybody's annoyed with him.
Yeah, it's a shame too because I like Nick Fury and the idea of it sounded interesting.
Yeah,
but I just, for me, that was annoying. It was always just kind of like negative.
Honestly, the best character, the character I liked most was this lady. I feel like she was one of the strongest characters in this, and she's not even in it that much, but
maybe that's why.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's multiple things, but I think the biggest thing is that I feel like it breaks a rule, like of making characters safe or when they're not safe, or ruining the suspense because it could be a Skrull. Or
I feel like the Skrulls, it like has twists without any setup or hints or anything. It's just like all of a sudden, oh yeah, this person was a Skrull, and it's like, well, how?
It's like such a cheap.
Yeah, cheap. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Like, it's like a cheap twist. I wasn't really.
Yeah, they didn't work up to it really. It's just, yep, they were just not them the whole time. Haha.
No, they don't build. You're right. They don't even build it up, like give subtle hints or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. I'm gonna finish it because you're right. I just need to finish it, and then we can have a full discussion on the ending.
Yeah.
But so far, like, I'm not having it.
Yeah. I get that.
And it's not even that like it looks good, right? And like it's acted good.
And I like
stuff,
Ben Mendelsohn. Is that his name? Ben Mendelsohn, the guy who plays the main Skrull guy. I like him as an actor a lot.
Yeah, he was in Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like him
and
too.
he's in Rogue One. Yeah, he's really good.
So like, yeah, the acting and the special effects, all that's not the issue. It's just the writing and the cop outs, and I don't know. It's just, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, it
But
wasn't my favorite show.
to be fair, honestly, a lot of Marvel shows aren't the greatest. I think the Marvel shows do more bad than good.
Yeah.
Excluding WandaVision and Loki, probably.
Yeah, WandaVision and Loki were the best ones for sure. I agree with that.
But like the rest of them, and I even liked the Hawkeye show.
Yeah, that one was alright.
But for me, it was like it wasn't needed. I didn't care for the Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon.
I think that one was weaker than Hawkeye for me. Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I think if I had to, well, we did rank them. That was one of the worst ones. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I don't even remember. It was very not memorable.
No, the shows aren't great. Let's be real. Like in all honesty, the Marvel shows on Disney Plus, let's be real, they are not great.
Yeah, they're nowhere near some of the movies.
WandaVision was unique.
Yeah,
and I did love WandaVision. The ending still fell flat for me.
Yeah,
and Loki, I will say, was probably the most consistent one.
Yeah, I liked Loki, but then they did what they did with Kang and the multiverse thing. So I don't know.
So that makes it like, yeah. And then again, like, I don't know. With the Loki show, I'm just kind of sick of having your hero or main character be dumber than side characters. Like they bring in the girl Loki who's better at everything, and I'm like, why do they have to make our main character so dumb sometimes? Not dumb, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, take a back seat.
And yes, and I'm sick of that. And it's not that I didn't like that character. I did. But like I just hate how it's all, I don't know. I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah, it's happening in like even in this one, that happens, just so you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Like I just in everything, right? Like the Hulk is better than Hulk. The new girl, Hawkeye actually didn't do too bad on that because he was more of a mentor. So I'll give Hawkeye a pass.
Yeah.
And like I said, and WandaVision obviously wasn't. I mean, that was actually, now I think about it, WandaVision might be I might like more than Loki, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to go back and rewatch.
The story was more interesting, and the mystery.
The mystery of it was really good. I was really into like what was going on there.
Like that was the only time in this Disney Plus, like show era, or like week by week, like people were so excited. Like that, I felt people were so excited to figure out like the mystery. Like, oh, what is this? You see that beekeeper dude or whatever came out of the
there were so many theories and
like it was just it was so. I didn't get any other feeling with that. Loki, I guess, is the closest, but I like Loki, but again, I don't think I like Loki as much as a lot of people.
I thought it was really good. I don't know. I would have to go back and rewatch them to see which one I like better now after watching Ant-Man, Quantumania.
Yeah. Like look at even like what's showing like WandaVision is just so unique.
Yeah.
It's so good. But I'm also a sucker for sitcoms, so maybe that's why I liked it more.
Yeah, that was cool seeing all the different references to sitcoms.
Yeah, and then just the mystery behind it, and the only thing I didn't like about WandaVision, can you guess? Besides that, I thought the ending was still good, but it was probably the weakest part of that show.
Yeah,
the final episode.
Yeah,
but can you guess the one other thing I didn't like about it?
I don't remember it well enough.
Being a little nitpicky. I didn't like how they did the whole Quicksilver thing. They left it as a cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about
X-Men, and then it ends up not being them. So like, it's like, why did you leave it as a cliffhanger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like everyone was so pumped, like, oh my god, it's Quicksilver from the other universe, from X-Men, and it ends up like
not
being nothing.
Yeah.
That was disappointing.
That was disappointing. Yeah, I was so excited for that, and then nothing.
Well, everyone was. They're like, oh my god, are they going to bring him into the Marvel universe? the MCU. And then, but then again, my criticism with Loki, and now after the fact, is like you said, after watching Ant-Man, it's like, is Kang, is he really as good as he was in that show? Like,
yeah, they set him up to be so cool, and then he's just kind of nothing in Ant-Man. And then at the end of Ant-Man,
falling apart in general.
Yeah,
between the actor and how they portrayed
him.
It's all just falling apart. Probably at the worst time ever for Marvel too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
setting up the whole series on it and then having that happen. Yeah.
Sure. The next Avengers movie is called Kang's Dynasty.
Yeah.
So I'll say I'll finish the last 3 movies. I did not get a chance to watch Bad Batch.
Oh yeah. Okay. I forgot.
I am going to.
Yeah.
But I did not get a chance to watch that. I did have I have one other thing that's
yeah, go for it.
Not related to nerdy stuff. So if you're not interested in sports, you can
yes.
stop listening now.
Yes, we have to talk about our football. Ugh.
Yes. So pre-warning enough. If you don't like sports, you can end it now. But for those of you who do, you can listen. First of all, didn't even watch the Cardinals. Watch the highlights. Defense actually impressed me from the highlights. Yeah. Somewhat. Maybe I just had very low expectations. Offense, actually horrible. I do think if we had Murray, we actually probably could have won that game.
Yeah, I agree.
But that being said, this team is, for as much as I think they're going to be awful, it was a good basis for the start. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
let's be real, they're going to be awful this year. But
yeah, the first half was pretty good with the defense, and then literally nothing happened the second half. Like, I think
you want to switch to the highlights of that. It's nothing.
Yeah, it was like 10-16, and then they lost 17-16. They did nothing in the second half.
Yeah, so awful. I will say, it was awful, not as bad as I was expecting. And be quite honest, like if they're not good this year, I'm fine with it. But show a little fight, and they did.
Yeah,
so
they did. Yeah, that defense did especially.
Good. Yeah, which makes sense because we got Gannon, right? The defense last year for the Eagles, which it should be defensive team. But I will say, if the defense steps up, our offense.
Speaking of should be a defensive team, the Chargers defense is one of the worst things I've ever seen in the world.
So I did watch that game, and I've got some things to say about your Chargers.
The offense looked amazing, which I'm super happy about. Because that's what I was most excited for.
Great. Your running back, what's his name?
Eckler and Kelly both did good.
Eckler, great. Is Keenan Allen not on your team anymore? Was he playing?
He got a few catches.
He did? Okay.
They have like a lot of wide receivers, like Keenan Allen, Joshua Palmer, Mike Williams, Quentin Johnston. Eckler is another receiver out there, like, and then 2 tight ends. Like, there's a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
Plus, we ran it so much and so well. That was so nice to see.
Which is good, because it's bad if we've seen it many years where you're trying to force why can't I think of your QB's name right now?
Herbert.
I mean, if Herbert could take over games, but if you don't need to use them like he has had before, oh god, you guys could be amazing.
Yeah. Except for our defense.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was saying.
Freaking Staley is a defensive guru, but his defense always sucks.
I do not understand. I don't understand the Chargers.
I don't know. I think it all starts with the owner. I feel like there's some things like...
Oh, I feel you on that.
Oh, yeah. Like, they went out and got J.C. Jackson, and he's been nothing but horrible, and we would have won that game if he just wasn't playing, because he did 2 things. He did did you see that pass interference at the half?
Yep.
And then running it out of the end zone after he gets an interception, like, to go to the 4-yard line? Both of those cost us points, and we would have won if either of those didn't happen. And he was just getting burned by Tyreek Hill all game.
Yeah, if you didn't give him that field goal, I mean, you guys would have won.
Yep.
But that being said, you give your team the benefit of the doubt. It was week 1.
Yeah. I hope they bench JC Jackson, possibly bench Kenneth Murray, and then they'll be fine or better.
I do think Dolphins are a good team, better than a lot of people think.
A very good offensive team. I hate Tyreek Hill, but he is too freaking good.
Yeah, like Tua and Tyreek, I mean, when Tua's not injured, like that dude has shown he's good. A great quarterback. So Miami's a good team. So as much as we're bagging on your defense,
honestly,
they held up against a good team.
After seeing that offense, I think we could win any game this year, but we also could lose to anybody. It's like the normal Chargers experience.
I was gonna say it's the normal.
Herbert could just go off.
Year to year.
Eckler could go off and just take over a game, or our defense could just stop playing, and then it's a shootout, and who knows?
Hey, at least you have some excitement in football this year.
They will all be exciting games. Yes, that's very true.
Because my Cardinals, not so much. But the thing is I'm not expecting it, so
yeah.
I'm just glad football's back.
Yeah, me too.
The other good game I watched was
the Browns.
That was good for the Browns. It was kind of a boring game.
Yeah.
If you're not a Browns fan, I mean, just Cincinnati only scoring 3 points. That's crazy. But I guess Burrow's kind of nursing a hamstring injury still. So
is that why? Okay.
Yeah. So I have a feeling he's going to be, hamstring injuries. It's going to be lingering.
Yep.
But 3 points for the Bengals, right? That's crazy. The Browns, I do think they're getting overlooked because they've always had solid defense. Their issue was always quarterback, and if Watson could get back to form, he was a top 5 QB, before all that craziness. And they still have Nick Chubb. The dude's a beast running the ball.
Yeah, he's hard to bring down.
So they have a good defense. They have an amazing running back, probably one of the best running backs in the NFL. And now they have a quarterback who, in the past, was top 5 QBs. Can he get to that point? I don't know, but it's better than Baker. It's better than Baker and Johnny Manziel and all the previous ones.
True.
So I'll be rooting for them. They're my AFC team. Sorry, Chargers.
That's okay. You shouldn't root for the Chargers. It's a cause of
the
heart
Chargers.
failure.
I do like the Chargers, though. If they make it, I'll root for Chargers.
I'm so excited just to watch Herbert in this offense. I feel like because the last 3 years have been 2 or 3 years have been under Lombardi's offense, and it was horrible. And Kellen Moore has me real excited for the offense. If the defense can just shape up.
Let me ask you this: what if you guys regress? How are you gonna feel?
Staley needs to go, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Honestly, fire Staley, promote Kellen Moore. After one game, I'm like, make him the head coach. That was amazing.
The coach, man. Which you never know. If it ends up to where your defense just sucks and you guys are losing games, but your offense explodes, that could be something that happens.
It honestly could happen. I hope not, because that means we suck. But
so two early predictions for Super Bowl. What's it going to be?
I don't know. I didn't watch enough of probably the Chiefs, although they lost. But I mean,
the Chiefs, they look a little weakened, man.
Yeah, wasn't Kelsey
was also out.
Kelsey being out is big. He's so hard to play against.
So is that the game changer?
Honestly, without Hill,
in?
Yeah, without Hill, it's all about Kelsey. He destroys the Chargers every single game we play.
So their destiny is going to be between whether Kelsey and Mahomes, well, obviously Mahomes, but Kelsey is healthy or not.
Yep.
You think he's that much of a differential player?
Unless he's getting older and slower, prime Kelsey.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you because they obviously had no other weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw, how many drop passes I saw? I don't know if you watched that game.
I watched I saw some highlights.
There are so many drop passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, too early to predict Super Bowl. I watched all the highlights of all the games, and again, this is just unnecessary guesses. But I actually think the 49ers look really good.
Okay. I think Miami could be a dark horse. They looked really good. If
Miami could be a dark horse.
If Tua stays healthy.
And I'm sorry, Browns could be a dark horse.
Yeah, maybe.
Chiefs isn't easy. I mean, Chargers. The AFC has more potential teams.
Yeah.
The NFC is top heavy. Like the NFC has, the 49ers. They have, I guess you could argue, Dallas right now. Dallas is 40-0.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're playing. I do not know why the Giants paid Daniel Jones that money.
I don't know.
Like, he's not that good. He got like I don't know what the exact numbers are, like $170 million or something like that. He's not good at quarterback.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I think, yeah. But I would say 49ers, and let's be fun. Let's say 49ers and Miami, coast to coast.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that if the Chargers can't make it, which they probably can't, but
the Chargers could.
I mean, they could. They just need massive upgrades at defense. But yeah, but will they?
Another question.
They need to bench J.C. Jackson. Either he's hurt or he just sucks now.
Yeah. I was just reminiscing today after watching the highlights of the Cardinals game, and how much I miss Bruce Arians and Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
And Fitzgerald.
Oh yeah.
The good old days. Good. Like, don't you feel like those years are so underappreciated, especially now?
Yeah, especially now. It's been rough.
Like, Bruce Arians is a coach. I mean, even my father-in-law, my wife's dad, a lot of people out here don't watch a lot of West Coast games. They start too late.
Yep.
And he loved Bruce Arians. Like, everyone loved him at the time.
He was a fun coach.
And David Johnson, that one year he just went freaking off.
Oh yeah.
I remember we would watch your games and my games, and you'd be jealous, like, we have David Johnson. That 1 year, dude. That 1 year, that dude went off.
Yeah, he did.
But and your Phillip Rivers days.
Yeah, Phillip's great. Yeah. I'm pretty lucky having Breeze, Rivers, and then Herbert as my quarterbacks for most of my football watching career.
Yeah, you're very lucky.
I can't even list
how many quarterbacks I've had.
Literally, I have had
Mac
4.
Paul, Stanton.
4 since 2001. That's crazy.
Dude, I think the Cardinals have had more in 1 year than 4.
Yeah.
I will say, Cardinals, Kurt Warner,
Kurt
he was a great quarterback for a couple years. Carson Palmer for a couple years. And I still think we're lucky with Murray.
Yeah, I think he could be. Like, he's good. He's shown he's good. He just needs to stay healthy and be consistent.
Yeah, when he's healthy, I mean, he's the most. I'm not trying to be a homer, but he's the most exciting player to watch when healthy.
Yeah, he's very exciting.
My issue is never his talent. Like, when the dude's on, he's an insane thrower. When he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
But my issue was the demeanor and his leadership, and I don't know. And the way he pouts when he gets knocked down, and I don't know. I don't. And then you see, like, I'll say, like, you're a quarterback there. He's cheering him on, dancing on the sidelines.
Herbert's such a good leader and quarterback.
I want more of that from Murray. Because, again, this is probably me being a homer. But if Murray is, like, if he had a good attitude and he played and he wasn't injured, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Like,
he has the talent to be, yeah.
You're going to disagree with me, but if he acted like Herbert and didn't get injured, I think he would be better than Herbert. Raw talent wise, I do. I think his arm is strong.
Dude, you haven't watched Herbert's arm then, dude.
Well,
They're both really
I'm not
good.
saying he's better than him now. I'm just saying if they were both at peak, I do think Murray has more of a raw talent than Herbert. But again, I'm not saying right now.
Yeah, Herbert is definitely above Kyler, and I don't know.
Well, yes,
it might be because of his temperament, because Herbert's really down to earth and like he like always hides from the media and is like cheering on his teammates. He's such a good teammate.
Yeah,
and like really wants to like get better. You can just tell. So that could be why.
Look, I do think. I mean, like we saw, it wasn't even the playoffs a couple years ago. You had to win the game to get in the playoffs when you came over to my house.
Yep.
And he single-handedly pretty much did it.
Yeah. he does that a lot. He's clutch.
He is better than Murray. Like, I'm not saying he's not. I think people underestimate Murray, or not even underestimate, but I think you're right. I think it's the attitude.
Yeah. I think he could, but I would need to see it. Like,
I agree.
That's just too much like potential. He needs to show the potential realized.
Mm-hmm. Off the field too. Like I want to see him like on the sidelines cheering on his teammates and not pouting. I want to see him get knocked down and get pissed off and determined, not like whiny.
Yeah.
Get up and rally your teammates. Don't sit there and pout. Like Herbert. That's what I will give Herbert. And yeah, like right now Herbert, and potentially forever, Herbert is the better player.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm just saying top tier Murray. Like if you reach his full potential, I think he could be better than Herbert. But just any quarterback. I just said Herbert.
It could be. That could be true. But also, I don't think we've seen Herbert at his full potential either, because he's been held back by Lombardi's scheme. And I think Herbert,
your favorite.
he may not have as many yards as he used to, or like even touchdowns, because our run game is going to be better, but his like passer rating, his like a completion percentage, all that's going to go up, and we're probably, if the defense steps up, we're going to win more games because of it. So
what I like about Herbert is obviously his size too.
Yeah, and he's faster than he looks too. He can run.
Yeah, he doesn't run like a giraffe, like your
Phillip Rivers, a newborn giraffe.
Yeah. But no, yeah, like I said, I'm not saying Murray's better. I mean, right now or ever he will be.
But you got to believe in your boy. I'll give you that.
I'm just being hopeful, but I will still stand by when healthy. I still do think he's probably the most exciting quarterback to watch, as far as flashiness.
Yeah, he's very flashy. Herbert's not that flashy.
I don't mean like just exciting as a traditional quarterback. I just mean flashy, zipping around everywhere, doing wild plays.
Yeah.
Well, man, I wish he had Herbert's mentality. I really do.
Yeah.
And people are saying to tank for Caleb, right? Caleb.
That's my name.
But I don't think you do. Like, I think you got to at least see what Murray does the second half of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
But like, what if he does solid, right? You don't know Caleb Williams is a sure thing.
Yeah,
you know what you have in Murray.
Oh,
had to combine his names. And if you have that number one pick, dude, you either get like the second best player in the draft, or you trade it for $1 billion more picks.
Yeah, I think they're in a good spot with that to build. But yeah, this season might be kind of rough.
Yeah, at least you have hope, and you obviously have certainty with your QB.
Yeah,
we don't. Herbert. Although I think we have more certainty than people like say we do. People fell off of Murray real quick.
Yeah,
they didn't realize like 2 years ago, before he got injured, we started 7-0. He was like MVP candidate talk.
Yeah.
And then injuries.
He's got a lot of potential for sure. He's good.
But yeah, we'll see. I will say this: your team will be more exciting to watch this year. And like I said, like wheeling it back, Herbert is probably in the top 5, for QBs.
Yeah.
Like if I had to rank him, I mean,
I would definitely put him top 5, but that's a homer. That could be homer.
He's definitely top 5. I mean, you obviously could argue still Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You could argue Josh Allen, Burrow. I mean, obviously Mahomes.
Yeah.
But besides Mahomes, I mean, you could even toss him. You could even argue between him, Burrow, and Allen. You could argue either or with those three.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a debate for a while.
And I really like Burrow too.
Yeah,
I like Burrow more than Allen. But really, besides those quarterbacks, like, can you think of any more that's better than?
Yeah, I wouldn't put anybody else above. I mean, Tua maybe eventually could get there, but
we haven't seen enough.
But yeah, we haven't seen enough.
And then people could argue Lamar Jackson. I 100% disagree on that.
Yeah, no.
He's not he's not a very accurate. I'm not saying he's bad, but he is nowhere elite as far as accuracy and throwing.
Yep. I agree.
Murray healthy would be more a top 10 right now, but like I said, I wouldn't put Murray even in the top 5, even if he was healthy right now.
He could, but
now 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, when he started off 7-0 and stuff, I could argue he was one of the best in the league. But since then, no.
Yeah, it's been rough.
You guys are in a good position.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how our defense does.
I like the Charger fan in you.
No, I'm not having hope. That's been crushed for a while.
The LA Chargers.
Yeah, don't remind me.
LA Chargers, that's disgusting. I like the San Diego Chargers. Have you gotten LA Charger gear?
No, I haven't. I've stuck with my San Diego gear.
Stick with your old school San Diego gear, man. Don't be a traitor.
Yep.
Are you ever going to get LA Charger gear?
Only if my other stuff disintegrates and I don't have anything left.
Or if they win the Super Bowl.
Maybe. Get the Super Bowl patch. Maybe.
It would be cool if they made a Herbert's jersey like they did an old school one of like San Diego.
I would probably get that.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. They won't, but I would get that.
No. Someone might make it though.
Yeah. That's true. Knockoff one.
Yeah. Anyways, alrighty. Well,
one thing before we go, do you have any ideas of what you want the quizzes or the theme next week to be?
I think the music quiz could be PlayStation themed since we did Microsoft themed.
Yep. Okay.
And quizzes, I think. The quizzes. I thought of something earlier, but I need to think more about that.
Okay.
But music, I think, should be just Sony themed.
Yeah, I can do that for sure. That's a good call. Cool.
Okay.
Also, one of these weeks, I'm going to give you homework to watch an anime because I got to get you an anime. Okay. There's a couple. There's a couple I need you to watch so we could talk about, and I know you'll like them.
Okay. Then we could do an anime theme with that specific anime at least.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there.
It's between I know you'll like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, and those are both newer ones with only.
I've heard Chainsaw Man. That's on Hulu, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That just has one season, so it's like 12 episodes. You'll be able to catch up and then start on the next one. Jujutsu Kaisen's second season is currently airing right now, and it's really good.
Okay. Well, it will be easier to catch up on. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll get you into anime yet. Don't you worry.
You haven't lost hope.
Nope, not yet.
Okay, master. I'm your new apprentice.
Yeah, there you go. I'll get you. I've been on an anime kick, so I've been watching a lot of the new stuff.
Yeah, you'll have to get me in. You'll have to sucker me in.
It's fun to watch.
I'm not the biggest anime fan.
Yeah, I think you'll like it more if you start one that's like still running and watch it week to week because I know you like cliffhangers, and anime has really good cliffhangers, dude, to get you excited
I'm
for
a
the next
sucker for
episode.
good cliffhanger, yeah.
Yeah, so you just got to watch it week to week. When you binge it, it kind of loses that, you know?
Yeah, that's true. You just pop in the next episode.
So that's why I think Chainsaw Man would be a good one, because you can binge the first season.
Yeah.
Second season starts like early next year, I think, or sometime next year, and you'll be able to watch it week to week.
All right, well, we'll make that my homework one of these.
One of these weeks. Yeah, it doesn't have to be yet. You got some stuff to watch, so.
Sweet. All righty.
All right. Well, thanks for joining the VGA podcast. We will see you again next week.
Peace.